welcome to the video. In today's video I've got another StarStock update. Again, this is just for my own personal journey with StarStock and seeing what I can do with starting at $25. Obviously everyone is different with their sports card investing and sports card hobby journey. So don't take any of this information or what you see me do as advice whatsoever. Please be always responsible with your own decision and comfortable with your decisions with sports card investments or sports cards purchases. I just kind of like doing this. I think it's a fun thing to do, and I think for me it should just be like a hobby, like what it's called, not something that I take super seriously, but more of something just to have fun with. That being said, I did only start with a low relative amount compared to what some people spend in the sports card hobby. I started off with 25, and we're going to look at some of my purchases that I started with. So my initial purchase was a Jarrett Allen Prism rookie card that I bought for $18.99. That was a StarStock A. Then I got a Thomas Bryant StarStock A for $4.19. Then a Malik Monk Panini Donruss Optic for $2.25, and a Damian Dotson Panini Donruss Optic for $3.21. This is all StarStock A. I only use StarStock A. I don't really like the StarStock B, and I don't have enough money to buy the PSA 9 or PSA 10 ones. And so far I have sold 3 out of 4 of these cards, and we're going to take a look at that right now. So the Thomas Bryant, as I said, bought at $4.19. I sold for $3.25. This is something that I talked about, having patience. When I think this was my last StarStock video, I talked about having patience because I think this definitely could have gone up over this price point that I bought it at. I did buy it at its highest point for this Donruss base card, but having patience with StarStock I think is very important. Sometimes you can get, your emotions can run high, or you see someone might get more playing time, and so you buy in quick. And we'll talk about it today, but the same thing happened to me again, and so it's just that learning curve of like when to hold, when to sell, when to buy, and etc. And then I bought this Malik Monk Donruss Optic rated rookie for $2.25, and I was able to sell it for $3.25. And I think after the seller fee, it came out to like $1 profit, which was cool to get. I mean, it's my first profit ever, as you can see. And then with that profit of that Malik Monk sale, I ended up buying a Damian Dotson because I thought he was going to start for the Cavs when they played the Magic today, because he started, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago when they played the Magic, but he didn't end up starting. C.D. Osman did, and Damian Dotson is not playing well at all, and so there was potential for his card to go up sometime later this season or next week or even this week. But I kind of just felt like, again, this is a little emotional sell, but I kind of just felt get it out of my collection for now, kind of just regroup and do a little bit of better research before buying into another player. And I didn't lose a ton. I think the seller fee was another 5 cents, so I only lost 10 cents. So I say in all of these, I'm probably around breaking even or a little under. However, the main card that I spent most of my money on when I initially started my StarStock account was this Jarrett Allen Prism base StarStock A card, and I bought him at, I think it can show up, $18.99 on December 30th. He was my first buy, and the reason I even bought him was because I watch a lot of Nets basketball. I'm a pretty big Nets fan, mostly because I like KD, and I have one of his rookie cards, so I like to, see him play. He's coming off an injury, and I really liked him playing. And when I saw him, and when I was watching the Nets, because I was watching KD, I noticed they had this center, Jarrett Allen, and, he's got a cool fro. He's really young, so I started looking into his stats a little bit. He's pretty good. I started looking up some of his highlights. He has some pretty good games where he went off, like 20 points, 20 rebound type games. And I saw his price was around $18, and I figured, I started this StarStock thing to have a little fun. I like the Nets. I like KD. I think they're going to get a lot of media attention, so I bought in at, $18.99 out of $25. That's a lot of my investment, but so far, it has seemed to work out for me. Yesterday, they played the Utah Jazz, who, yeah, they yesterday they played the Utah Jazz, and he had a really, really good game against Rudy Gobert, who just signed a $200 million contract, who was two-time Defensive Player of the Year, and his StarStock A prices have shown that. The most recent one is 39, 38, 38, 37, 50, 35, 30. And so, I mean, let's see, what's the latest sale was 39, and let's see, there's two listed for 40 and one for 51. And so, I mean, I don't really know where this could go. He does play tomorrow on the 7th of January against the Philadelphia 76ers, who look really good. They're leading right now against the Wizards, the Sixers are, and they could move to, I think, 7-1 come tomorrow. And Joel Embiid is on the Sixers, and from my understanding, Joel Embiid has kind of given Jared Allen a lot of problems the past 2 years. And so I'm really looking forward to Jared Allen playing well against Joel Embiid, and I think it will cause his card prices, specifically this Prism StarStock A grade, to go up really high. Now, obviously, that's a big task. Joel Embiid is a really great player, really great center, and he has a good amount of size on Jared Allen. He's a lot thicker, a lot stronger, a lot more built than Jared Allen is, but I think if Jared Allen can do what I think he can and have a good game and get more minutes because Kevin Durant is out for the next week with the league protocol, he's going to get the minutes, he's going to get the opportunities to score, and if he can do that come tomorrow against Joel Embiid and the Sixers, I think that would be really good for his card price. And yeah, it feels pretty good to see this type of growth, see that he was capable of what I thought he could be. And if we look at his stats from yesterday and we just see the minutes difference, there's a big difference. With Kevin Durant out, that opens up more opportunities for other players to play, specifically Jared Allen. In addition to that, yesterday's game against the Jazz, DeAndre Jordan got in foul trouble really early in the game, and so they had to rely heavily on Jared Allen, and he did not disappoint. I mean, look at that stat line: 19 points, 18 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 blocks, and on this season he is now averaging a double-double, which in my first StarStock video when I bought him is what I wanted to see out of him, was him averaging a double-double, and it is now occurring, which is awesome. I hope he can keep up this 19 points, 18 rebound area of play. Obviously, once Kevin Durant comes back, his opportunities to score the basketball going to diminish because Kevin Durant, he's going to get his amount of shots, and Jared Allen might not get the same amount of looks that he got last night. However, the rebounds can still be there, the steals and blocks can still be there. Another thing that I realized about Jared Allen, which is really exciting for me, is he is super young. He is 22 years old. That is insane to me, and I think his upside is so crazy in my opinion because he is so young. He has so much room to grow as a player and as just a person, and I think he's a super likable guy, which helps with his card prices as well. Overall, I'm going to be holding Jared Allen, in my opinion, for at least until Kevin Durant comes back. I want to see what he can do with the more amount of minutes he's been getting and more opportunities he's getting with Kevin Durant out. And if he looks really good in that time, I might hold him for the entire season. If he looks like he kind of tapers out and doesn't play as good as he did last night against the Jazz, I might try to sell him once Kevin Durant comes back in. But either way, it feels pretty good to know that I made kind of a good purchase, even though it was at the high of $18.99 when I first bought it. And ultimately, this is still a very, big gamble. A lot of different things can happen. And so none of this is 100% sure. I mean, I made one good purchase in Jared Allen, and as you saw, I made 3 pretty poor purchases here. And so no one knows, but it just feels good to get kind of a win under my belt on StarStock. Obviously, I haven't actually sold the Dread Island card yet, so it's not a complete win, but the potential win is there, and that's pretty cool to me. Pretty awesome to see. Again, I do like the Nets, so I might keep that card and just kind of, have it to add more spice when I watch the Nets basketball games. I think that's the cool thing about sports cards and sports card investing and stuff like StarStock is if you buy a player, you kind of become more invested in their games, more invested in the way they play. You get more excitement when they do good. You get more, sadness when they do bad, and et cetera, et cetera. And I think it adds for a really fun type of. It adds like a fun wrinkle to sports events and watching sports, and I think that is a cool byproduct of the hobby. Yeah, if you enjoy the video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. Thank you, and have a great day.